Hello, friends. It's day 21 in the 30-day series of Celebrating You, where we are retelling, reliving um, our moments of glory, pride, achievements, accomplishments, moments where our heart space shined a little brighter. Um, the videos are meant to be a placeholder for people to document in the comments, um, whatever their moments are. If you miss a day, that's okay. If you're starting today on day 21, that's okay too. Every share um, is a good exercise of us reliving our joy, our glory, um, and sharing it with others, um, uplifting all of us at the same time. We all get a little bit out of each other um, when we do something like this. We put our intentions together, um, we can raise our vibration a little bit together. So um, get down in the comments, share your moment or moments. But my day 21 entry is related to my job. So um, 15 years ago, 16 years ago, actually 16 years ago, going to be 17 in I think next month maybe. I was kind of bouncing around from job to job, trying to uh, find a career. I my my hopes was that I would be good enough to become a professional bowler and do it. I'll go on tour, and that would be my career. Was to go bowling and do it as a career and make enough money doing that. Um, I realized that you know I was good, but not on that level, and I was okay with that. But I still needed to find something that I could do instead of just bouncing around from job to job. I was clearly looking for a path. So I had an opportunity present itself to me, and I was working for a medical company or a healthcare facility. I think that's what we are. Um, or that's our label. It's a healthcare facility. Um, so the company was adopting a new computer system for the doctors and nurses to document information in. And so the opportunity was to become an analyst on that team, an analyst slash trainer. The requirements were that you had to have known the system and I guess be good with computers. I was neither. N- I'm not a computer person. I have never been a computer person. I struggle with technology still to this day. Um, but it was an opportunity that presented itself. So I took it. I interviewed. Looking back, I thought um, I did horribly. Uh, I even think I tried to sabotage the interview by telling the people that were interviewing me that I'm not good at computers, I'm not a technical person, and I don't know the system at all. Um, I got hired. I don't know why. I don't know how. Maybe they just appreciated my honesty, but I was hired with the caveat or under the conditions that I needed to pass a test. I needed to become certified or proficient with the computer software system that they were moving to. And I had, at the time, they said I had 3 months to do, or 90 days to do it, to pass the test. And of course, they would train me and work with me. They sent me to training. They sent me to Madison, Wisconsin to get training, but they presented me with this book that was 500 pages, 500 pages big or thick. And as I've said a few times, I struggled with reading. So I struggled with learning through reading. And so um, the anxiety um, of having the pressure of having to pass a test to keep your job, like it was uh it was one of those, it's like one of those moments where, like in sports, how you have to hit the shot, like the team is riding on you, you're the man, pass or fail, right? It's all or nothing. And so I just remember, like, having so much stress, being under so much pressure and anxiety, that I was struggling to learn. I was struggling with the moment. Like, I was constantly having hives, and um, you know feeling the stress. I knew my blood pressure was like through the roof the whole time. Learning terminologies, learning the medical terminology, like what's an RN, a registered nurse, or a medical assistant, or a physician assistant. Like, what's the terminology or acronyms for those? Like, I didn't even know that. I didn't even know the basics. Um, and so I struggled mightily. And I remember I took the first test. I got 17%, and I was embarrassed. I was mortified. I was everything negative, and the energy just kept growing. Like, I just kept manifesting more struggle. And this I studied. I worked harder, and I got a 32% on the next test, which is an improvement, but I mean, you're not even close at 32%. I needed a 70%. I needed to get to 70%. And so I only had one more try. And I gave up. I surrendered. I I just started I remember being in the backyard reading my book, and it was like, I can't do this. I can't do it this way, you know. I was resigned to the fact that I was gonna fail. I was gonna fail. I would still try because I'm not gonna quit, but I just gave up. Like, I gave up thinking that I had a chance, and I would do my best. I always would do my best, but I just surrendered to the moment. I gave in, and I stopped trying to be perfect. And I think, um, that's where things started to turn. Um, I remember one of the analysts that I was working with, his name was Bob, and he was like, he was he was a retired um, person that worked at NASA. And I'm like, I'm working with a rocket scientist here. But he gave me some he gave me some wisdom that stuck to me even to this day. He said, "Hey, just relax. You know more than you think you know." He said it. He said, "The answers will come. Just just give it a chance." And so I was like, "All right, Bob." And so fast forward, I ended up passing with a 71, so I was able to keep my job. Um, Even though I passed, I still didn't. I lacked confidence in myself, which is like an ongoing thing, an ongoing theme. It seems like in my life where I struggle with self confidence and um, feeling. I don't want to say feeling smart, but not feeling stupid. I think is one of those life lessons that have been still following me to this day, in a way. Not so much as it was before, but yeah, I remember like working with the doctors, and they hated the whole idea of having to change computer systems, and so in return, they hated me. And so I remember like when I would go see the doctors, I'd walk into their office, and I would get dirty looks. I would even get the middle finger. Doctors would flip me off or tell me to go to hell or stuff like that. It's kind of comical looking back on it, but it just made my anxiety get worse. And so it's very interesting working under those conditions where you're hated, um, you're self-conscious, and you're constantly living in that environment trying to survive, right? And yeah, the struggle was because I knew I wasn't the best. I knew I wasn't the strongest analyst. I knew I wasn't the strongest trainer or teacher. Um, and because I knew it, the the doctors knew it. They felt it. They felt my insecurity. Um, and so I just remember like I got to a point where, I was tired of feeling bad. And so I started to acknowledge it and say, instead of trying to be the best analyst, trainer, um, I just wanted to be the best version of myself. And so instead of pretending like I knew the answers or like I was a good analyst, I just went in there trying to be myself and be their friend. And well, maybe not friend, but like a confidant, we'll say. Like I went in there with the mindset of being of service. Like, how can I help you find the answers you need instead of being the guy to tell you what to do because I have all the answers. I went in there realizing like I don't have all the answers, and that's okay. But what I'll do is I'll find out the answer for you. I'll figure it out. I'll be of service. And so that's when everything started to change for me. And I guess the what brings me so much pride is overcoming these obstacles, of like self-doubt, self-worth, insecurity. And when I came to the mindset of just being myself and just trying to help instead of being the expert, that's when the shift came. And then that's when I started to like blossom. And so fast forward to almost 17 years, I'm still with the company. I'm still doing, well, my role has changed over the years, but I'm still that same uh, Richard that, walks around the clinics and, hey, how can I help you? Let's find the answer together. Or, if I don't know it, I'll find somebody who does. So I think that's my proud moment was overcoming and realizing that all I really needed to do just for myself, I know maybe in other industries or other lines of work, you really do have to be the expert. But in this situation, um, just being myself was good enough. And yeah, I just had like a moment. Sorry, it's like maybe um, this was meant to be. Clearly, this was meant to be. You know, um, it helped me. It helped me with um, overcoming like some shortcomings or obstacles that I've put in my life to experience. So that's my entry for day 21. Um, Working for the company that I work with for almost 17 years now, overcoming uh, overcoming my insecurities. Um, so yeah, I'll stop here before I keep rambling on. Uh, do all the YouTubey things, please, please, please. Like, share, and subscribe. Get in the comments. Um, what's your day 21 story? Doesn't matter if you didn't go 21 days. On this day, what's your story? What's your share? Nothing's insignificant, so we we grow together. All right. So in closing, remember, in order to eat the fruit of the tree, sometimes you have to go out on a limb. Embrace your fears because it's a good thing. See you guys tomorrow.